Kate was too surprised to run or scream or do anything sensible. She just stared as the enormous cat padded towards her on his great velvety paws. His eyes were like her cuddly Amos's eyes, Kate noticed, just the same yellowish colour. But this was a real tiger, and the eyes shone like golden lamps in the dim evening light of the shed. The tiger stood over her for a moment, and Kate wondered if he was hungry. She didn't have anything a tiger might like to eat, only a few cat treats, not even a tin of cat food. He could probably eat that with the tin still on, she thought, shivering a little as he yawned and showed his teeth and the bright pinkness of his tongue. Or perhaps he preferred to eat her. But the tiger simply nudged Kate out of the way, squashing her into the corner of the potting bench. Then he slumped down beside her with a thump that shook the shed. He looked at her, curled up against the wall, and bumped her with his nose, the way the cats in the street did. His nose was just like a cat's too, she noticed, apricot pink and the same shape, with a sprawling fan of white whiskers. His nose was damp and soft when he brushed against her cheek. Kate closed her eyes and then opened them again, expecting that the tiger would have disappeared. There couldn't actually be a tiger in her shed, but he was still there, gazing at her expectantly and purring, a deep, throaty sort of purr, like Fat Ginger, only about 100 times bigger. All the information she'd had from the Tiger Charity had said how fierce and dangerous they were, how the keepers in the parks had to dart them with sleeping drugs if they wanted to do medical checks on them. There was no way the tigers would let people come close, except that this one was snuggling up next to her like a pet cat. Maybe he was a trained tiger from a circus or something like that, Kate thought, cautiously lifting her hand to stroke his muzzle, even though she knew it was stupid. He could bite her hand off, but he had hair sticking out of his ears, like Granddad did. Kate reached out her fingers and closed her eyes. The tiger ducked his head helpfully and let out a low, contented rumble. He liked it. Kate was stroking a tiger's ears, and the tiger was purring. He nudged at her again and bumped her with one fat paw, the dagger claws safely tucked away. He wanted her out of the corner, Kate realised. She scooted forward, and the tiger wrapped himself around her as if she were a cub. He was definitely a most unusual tiger, Kate told herself dreamily. Tigers weren't usually good fathers at all. They hardly ever saw their cubs and left the tiger mothers to do all the work. But this tiger was fussing over her, nuzzling her so she lay curled up against his huge shoulder. Then he yawned. His front teeth were so huge they almost looked like knives, Kate thought, lying pillowed against his side. But when he closed his jaws again and laid his massive head down on his paws and purred, she could almost swear he was a house cat, only a big one. She could feel his purrs rumbling through her as she fell asleep.